boom, 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 boom. IULs. Indexed Universal Life. MPI. Curtis Array. Time to pay. Curtis Array. Time to pay. I'll be with you guys in a moment. Give me a second. Just gotta get this title right. How does the math really work? Oh, too long. All right. Well, he'll watch the video. He'll know what it means. He'll know. You know why. You know why. All right, guys. So I'm going to teach you guys how an IUL works today, okay? Everything you need to know after this, there's nothing you don't understand. So the first part that we're going to go over is the part that I've already discussed in my last video. Since I already have the numbers up, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this stuff first. So one thing you need to understand is whole life is the best life insurance out there. It can get you somewhere between 7 to 8% ROI. But because of how much life insurance costs with commissions and fees and the cost of the actual insurance itself, basically what ends up happening is a typical life insurance, like the best whole life insurance plan, doesn't typically break even until after year 20. And so you got life insurance for 20 years, but you're just breaking even. Where if you're actually investing your money and you're making money and then you buy term insurance, you're going to be way better off. So typically life insurance is just bad idea unless you're just protecting your life in case you were to pass away. That makes perfect sense. Term insurance, great idea. Everyone should have term insurance. But cash value life insurance, like I basically got into the industry trying to find out if it was worth it. I didn't want to just sell something and pick a job and just because it made a lot of money and they had an interesting sales tactic. What I wanted to do was I wanted to understand if in the industry that I'm in, can I provide the best service to my client? That's all I cared about. What is everyone else already getting? Can I provide something better than that or equal to the best? That's all I need to be. Wherever the best is, that's how I want to help people. So I went and I said, okay, where life insurance? What is it? And I found the IUL. And the IUL, basically, I got the software. I was able to illustrate it. And through the illustration software, everything I'm about to show you is true. This is actually probably closer to 20,000, honestly. So I'm going to leave that there. And then this will be like 15,000 commission and probably 12,000 commission. And probably 8,000 life insurance. Okay. So basically, I'm going to walk you through, like, when you're using the illustration software, you pick an age of the person, you have them guess what their health is. After all, you do this, like, illustration, they got to get a test, and you got to see what the actual health is. And then you give them a new illustration based off what they actually qualify for. So what you got to understand is before you can get them to qualify, you got to convince them to buy. And so typically that means you got to create an illustration and then show them the numbers and get them excited about retirement. That's the game plan here. And basically the IUL, because they have this thing, they have a thing called a variable loan feature. Okay? What this means is you can borrow money out of the policy, and the money that you borrow is still as if it was in your account, as if it's going towards the options. And so basically, for everything that you borrow and you don't withdraw, you get 5% of that taken from your cash value every single year, 5% of the loan amount every single year, and then that goes to also go with the original 5% that they're going to buy naturally every year inside the IUL. And so it's a little bit complicated, but it'll get easier once we see the numbers. We just wait for the numbers. But basically, it allows you to create risk inside of a product that was supposed to be riskless. And so you only need a life insurance license to sell this product. Even though these people will try to push every dollar you make into these products, they say they're not a financial advisor. They're a life insurance agent that guides you through your own learning processes, is what they'll say. And you're learning how to bank on yourself like smart people do, like Walt Disney did in the 1920s. Yeah, we're way past the 1920s. Tech has evolved. Life insurance has not. That is the problem. IUL was kind of the evolution. My brother's trying to evolve it, but he's not winning. He's not accomplishing what he's trying. Like, he's making the money, he's having his impact, but he's not actually helping the people the way he should be. He's not actually fixing the problems inside the industry. He sees them, he knows them, but he's making money, and he's getting told to just keep making money and enjoy life. And he's like, okay, I'll be a Jew. Yeah. Don't come back for the babies. Don't help everyone that you claim to be helping that's making you rich. Think about it, people. It's such a terrible way to live your life. It's a terrible way to live your life. But I'm ready to forgive anyone that's willing to repent. So, let's go, Curtis. Any day you're ready, man. In a life insurance policy, you pick male, you pick female. You pick age, you pick increasing death benefit, you pick level death benefit. Okay? So basically, increasing death benefit is you start out with a certain amount of life insurance, but every dollar you put in cash value adds to your life insurance and gets protected under the life insurance umbrella. So what ends up happening is your life insurance gets more expensive as time goes on. Where on a level death benefit, your price actually goes lower as time goes on. And so it starts out, it builds up high, but then after it builds up high, it starts to go lower, where the increasing typically only goes up and ends up getting way more expensive at the end for sure. And so that's the benefit and that's the con. But forget about your retirement, because 95% of life insurance policies do not make it to year 10. Look it up, Google it. It's a fact of life. Nobody keeps cash value life insurance policies. The few people that do, they just got scammed and they just trust their financial advisor, their insurance agent from State Farm. Hi, I'm Jake from State Farm. Let me get you a 2% whole life policy. It's a fixed income policy, but it will never lose. Except for when inflation comes, it loses everything. Every dollar you have in life insurance is going to be worth nothing. Toilet paper at best. Thank God for AMC. AMC is the hedge against inflation. AMC is the one place where the one stock that is owned by retail, it's the only place you should put your money. Anything else is mentally handicapped. It's because you're not watching. So, we know increasing death benefit. I shouldn't say anything else because I think Tesla is going to go up with it. I think there's a couple hedges to inflation. Probably Amazon, Google, and Apple will probably all survive. But everyone else, expect everything to end up in 7 different companies. There'll be, like, everything's going to go, yeah, I don't know, maybe 6 companies. I don't know. But don't expect many stocks to be left on the market in the next couple weeks. All right, let's see here. So when you buy a policy, when you illustrate a policy, you're going to get something. I'm going to go over the numbers. This isn't very pretty. I'll dress it up and do short videos for TikTok and show how simple this all is. But if you're actually somebody that wants to know, wants to learn, that's what this video is for you right now. And then from here, we will go on to the next phase of the, like, the only thing I don't have on here so far that I can see is the surrender charge. I explained the surrender charge a little, but in the last video, but I didn't actually do the math. But let's go ahead and try to explain it one more time. So the MEC is how much you can invest per year. The more life insurance you buy, the more you can invest. The problem is that with life insurance is that there's insurability issues. And so basically there's a maximum amount of life insurance any one insurance company can give any one person. And so basically if you're a billionaire and you wanted to get the MPI 20% a year or 15% a year, whatever it's going to end up being, like, you can only do it on 10% of your money. And so if for people that like to index on the S&P 500 and just, like, let it ride over and over again and nothing but the S&P 500, 100% portfolio, like, this is, the, in my opinion, the best way you could have indexed. Like, mathematically, the last 100 years, there's no better way to index than this way. And so before we get into the potential of the MPI, what we want to talk about is the life insurance and the MEC. So let's just say I'm 30 years old. I actually have a policy, right? In my policy, I have $500,000 of death benefit, and I believe I can invest $12,000 a year. And I'm okay with that. And I plan to max it out. And just like, I mean, obviously I don't plan to max it out because AMC is going to do what it does. But like, had life been normal and I just got to get a roofing job and eventually rebuild a new company and show everyone I'm like, Select Adjusters was all great because of me. Yeah, I'm like prepared to do that. And so because I just feel out so much peace, like, I don't know, AMC, like, I just can't get over it. AMC is about to do something amazing that will make you all believe. So go buy AMC movie theater stock. Just buy and hold. You can't lose money. It's the only stock that retail is actually owns. They tried to dilute the shares with 500 million shares, and we said no. It's the only stock in the whole world that has ever done that. It's a promise. A company has never been denied a dilution. Go find it. I mean, maybe a temporary one, but it came out right. Like they got another one right away. They asked for 25 million shares this time. I think we mooned before that. Like, I think they're just, like, 25 million shares is only going to help them survive another month. So I don't know why they would only ask for that many. Unless it's going to moon before that and they're trying to give people a date that it's going to happen after, so nobody bets on the options in between because the options in between pay the most and they want people to make the least. That would make sense. All right. So we know what the mech is. The more life insurance I buy, the more I can invest until I hit my cap if I'm super wealthy. Now, there's two different types of death benefits, the level death benefit or the increasing death benefit. So the level death benefit, where it gets actually, like, it's cheaper long term for the cost of insurance than it is increasing, has 3 times the commission rate. Okay, so basically your 1 year, if you pay $10,000 a year, your first 2 years are going to actually pay 1 year to the agent and then 1 year to the life insurance company. And as long as you pay the first 2 years, then the agent gets to keep all their money. And after that, if you quit, they don't freaking care. Now, they do horrible things at PHP, Symmetry Financial Group. What's the other ones? Oh, man, all the 3, World Financial Group, they're all scam artists. Those are worse than SunCor Financial by a million years, because what they do is they come in with the sales pitch convincing you to buy more than what you can invest. So they'll say, okay, you want to put in $10,000 a year because it's going to give you $40,000 a year in retirement income in 30 years. Well, what if we do this? What if we make it a $20,000 a year plan, give you twice as much life insurance, and then when your career goes well in 5 years, you'll be able to invest that extra $10,000 and catch up in the system. Even though you could have just added the policy later. Like, there's 1,000 things you could have done. Most importantly, like, this is just, all it is a tactic to make this the first 2 years of commission turn into the first 4 years of commission. That's a fact of life, people. And so it's a scam. Patrick Bet-David is one of the worst human beings on this earth. He sucks the dick of the Jews. And I won't do it. And I won't be a part of it. I've been fighting this war since I was 23. I'm now 30. And everyone just keeps like denying me, and they say, like, they know I'm right about the math, but they think I'm weird. They don't think I deserve to be successful. They all call me names. They all like say I won't be your friend no more. They say to my girl they won't be her friend no more. Like, you name it, I get the hate. Every single part of my life is hard right now. There is not one easy aspect of my life today. Not one. Besides, I love singing the music. Other than that, that's my energy. And so, yeah, since 23, I've known Patrick Bet-David's one of the worst human beings to walk this earth. If you don't know who that is, go check out his YouTube. He acts like a freaking CNN little talk show, Joe Rogan bullcrap. They all act like they're like not censored and they're the real news because they talk about the stuff that everyone, or that the news gets caught lying about. That don't mean you're real, bitch. It means it came out and now you're allowed to talk about it, puh. You guys are pathetic. So here's the thing. If you do the max of the 10,000, they'll make 10,000 in commission, and then the insurance will take 10,000. So at year 3, when you put in that 10,000, you can finally start taking your 10,000 out. But every year you're going to pay about $1,000 in life insurance. So year 1 you'll have 9,000. Year 2 you'll have 18,000. Then 27,000. besides what you make on the interest, obviously. But once you got cash value, then you start making interest. But how do they sell it to you so that you will buy? Because that sounds like a horrible, horrible deal. Why would I give this mother effer 2 years of my savings right off the bat just so I can start saving? That sounds like the worst deal. Well, how do they do it? They create a 15-year surrender charge. Check this crazy stuff out. This stuff, oh, it angers me when I found out about this, but nobody would listen. Nobody could understand it. But now I think I can explain it in a way where you can understand it. And so there's a 15-year surrender charge. You have your total cash value, because remember the variable loan I talked about? So this is actually important for the loan feature, which is super impressive, which makes the IUL what it is. If it didn't have the loan feature, then it's just like the whole life. It is the whole life. It's just a bond. And so because it has the loan feature, and it's not just a bond, it's a 0 to 12% on your total sum of money on the S&P, which historically has proven to do 6.5 to 8%. And so yes, like it's a little bit maybe better than a bond, but like it's the same thing. Like bonds pay anywhere from 5 to 8%. So if you're at a good whole life, or at least back in the day they did. And so basically they have this thing called the total cash value, and it's super important, and it blinded me forever because of the total cash value. And because of the loan, and I knew how important the loan was and how useful we could make it, I couldn't see what they were doing with the surrender charge and how they're scamming everybody with all these early commissions, and how it's just, they're lying to you. It's not, like the surrender charge is a lie, and I'm about to show it to you. So the total cash value is one variable. The other variable they have is actual cash value. So obviously, until you have cash value, you can't have a loan. Right? So if my cash value is 0 when I start it, and in 3 years, finally 10,000, now I can take a $10,000 loan. But until it hit 10,000, I couldn't take that loan. So I know that when I'm looking at my IUL and all this stuff, my total cash value, my actual cash value, the first 15 years, if I haven't taken any money out, then I know it's all surrender charge. Everything, all the math going on in there is what you're investing minus your expenses plus whatever this mysterious 15-year surrender charge is. So let me show you what it is. You're putting in $10,000 a year. So this is 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then we're putting in 10,000 for 15 years. And then oh, so this should be equals this plus 10,000. Okay, so now it's adding up every dollar we ever put in, right? Now, obviously, there is a small life insurance fee that's added to this, but because we're selling you an increasing death benefit, basically, I can sell you the minimum amount of life insurance, and you can still invest the $10,000. And so basically, in the first year, if you put in $10,000, you're going to start with $2,500 you could take out right away. And then the next year, all $10,000 hits minus the fees. And so we're going to ignore the life insurance fees because I promise you they are minuscule. We're going to only look at what the surrender charge is, which is half of it goes to commission on the agents and gets split up between the brokers and all the people that are involved in the chain of custody of all these leads and all this bull crap. And then the other half goes to the life insurance company. And some of their half goes to like sending out the med test and all that other stuff. But basically they probably get to keep half of their half. And it's a ton of money. So for example, if you put in the $10,000 the first year, they're taking $7,500 of it. $3,700 is going to Curtis. $3,700 is going to Mutual of Omaha. Then the next year, you got to start making your money. So obviously, by the math I'm showing you, Curtis is light years better than PHP, Symmetry Financial Group, World Financial Group. They're all bad. They're all bad people. They're just slaves that are repeating a system that is meant to steal money from poor people. That's the perfect way to describe the 3-letter acronyms that sell life insurance. Whole life, IULs, variable life is more like the State Farm people. They're doing the same thing, but they're actually doing it right. Like, they're actually enslaving people. State Farm is your slaveholder for sure. So, we understand the total cash value. Now we want to understand the actual cash value. So you put in the 10,000. Now you have 2,500, and then you basically have what's called the surrender charge. So here's how they convince you to give them your 7,500. They say, this 7,500 you got over here in surrender charge that didn't go in your cash value account, don't worry about this number, friend, buddy old pal. You still got your $10,000 cash value, and that's gaining all the 0 to 12% interest. So if the market goes up 12%, you're going to get $1,200. Wow, that doesn't sound too shabby. Okay, so I get $2,500 of my investment today, and then every day I get basically what I put in added to my cash value, and now it's kind of my bank. And I can call them and ask for a check whenever I need it, and nobody can ever come for it through a lawsuit. And there's all these great benefits of life insurance for sure. Like, I'm not being sarcastic at all. Life insurance is the safest money from the government. Like, man, if you can build the perfect variable universal life policy, it sounds like the perfect way to invest your money. Like 100% of your money should be in there, and then you should find a way to attach a broker to that so you can get into stocks and all that gets. Well, you got the variable, so you already have that. It's a beautiful thing. There's like life insurance is the way to go if you do it the right way. But we'll explain the surrender charge that they don't explain to you because they don't want you feeling uncomfortable about giving them $7,500 in a single day, or 75% of the money you give them in a single day. Especially in times like today when inflation can make a 20% ROI plan literal toilet paper. And the whole world is screaming about it right now. If you think it's going to be transitory, maybe it will. So maybe put half your money in this and half your money in AMC. But if you know it's going to be transitory, then that sounds like you're just sucking of the government, and you just think that they're right about everything. And we've seen over 100 years, over 1,000 years, and over 2,000 years how often kings, queens, and governments are wrong. And we've seen in the last 10 days how often they're wrong. So shut up, you weak-minded fools. All right, back to surrender charge. $7,500, they say that hurts, right? Like, nobody wants to pay that. Well, guess what we're going to do for you? We're going to make sure all your cash value is still invested so you get all the ROI. And so this money in 15 years, it's as if you never lost it. Well, check this out. What they do is they say, what's this going to cost us to make this promise? Cost of promise is what I like to call it. And it's going to be 5%. 375. Okay? So what's going to happen? They're going to say, hey, guess what? This year, your surrender money made $375. So we're going to credit it to your account. And now guess what? Your surrender money is only $7,125. So we're going to go out there and we're going to pay our 5%, and we're going to pay $356 to make sure that your $20,000 is invested, because your cash value is going to do the rest. Like, we just got to take the 5% from here, and then the bond money that it makes plus this money that we add here makes it to where this is getting all the ROI. And then and so this actually, they're saying that this makes 7%. So that's my bad. So they're actually going to subtract this guy to equal this minus the 525, because they're illustrating you make 7% on your money. And so they're going to say whatever they make you comes off of your surrender charge. And so now this is what they're going to pay the next year. And what are they going to make on that? 428, 488. And we keep going all the way for 15 years. And basically, by this year, like, it looks just like this, but it hits 0 instead of 2,700. Because obviously, if I leave it at the 5% ratio, then it can never reach 0. And so they have something slightly different than just the 7%, 5% rule in here. But you can see what I'm trying to explain, right? They're not giving you anything. What they're doing is, so the insurance company is going to take the $3,500, give it to the agent. They're going to take the rest of the $3,500, $4,000, and they're going to invest it. And they're going to go make money with it. And they're going to pay this $375, then they're going to pay less, then they're going to pay less, then they're going to pay less, until they can say that your surrender charge has gone to 0. But really, your surrender charge is really saying all this money you've given them, the $7,500 you've given them, if at any time you cancel before, this is the money they get to keep no matter what. And the longer you stay with them, the less they get to keep. But like, the problem is, by the time you got here, they already kept it all. They made money on your money. Like, the only person that loses in this situation is you. And so basically, because I believe that SunCor Financial and all of these other different people and the IUL in general is doing nothing different than indexing in the S&P 500, the Warren Buffett plan, because they're not doing anything different as far as the mechanics of actual trading. And instead of just setting it 0, like whatever that does, they're setting it 0 to 12 bracket, and they're risking anywhere from 5 to 25% of their account every single year on it to make anywhere from 0 to 12 or 0 to 50% on a 0 to 12 movement of the S&P. Like, if you just got to rewind that and listen, turn it on slow mode on your YouTube, go to the settings, hit slow mode, and understand those words, and you will perfectly understand your IUL. And so they take all the money day one. Every dollar you get, you'll never get back up to their fees. And then they lie to you about the surrender charges. They make money on your money, promising that they're giving you money. It's a scam. It's a scam. Guys, the fun part is tomorrow I'm going to start a TikTok. And I'm going to start a SunCor Financial parody TikTok. And basically, I'm going to dress up as a Mormon, white shirt and tie, button up. And I'm going to be super classy with the words that I actually say. I'm not going to insult or offend ever. And I'm just going to speak like I'm mentally handicapped, but repeat everything SunCor Financial says, but way easier to explain. And just like kind of prove that like even someone that was mentally handicapped could literally be smarter and better than Curtis, because Curtis is trying to sell you something. He's not trying to make you understand something. He has made $20 million this year because he is selling, not because he's teaching you. And it's his pitch is pretty good. I'll give him that. And at least he's selling it better than all the others. WFG, PHP, Symmetry Financial Group. Like, you have a better lawsuit against them than you ever will against Curtis, because Curtis is actually bringing you more value than other people, but he's just charging more than what any sane human being would ever pay for it. That's the best way to say it. Boom. Now you know. If you don't know, now you know. My TikTok will be strictly life insurance, though, people. I won't bring AMC or investing into that. At least not the SunCor Financial parody one. But if that one turns into fire like it should, because he's verified on TikTok, and he already has a ton of followers, so if I just create a channel that just totally makes fun of him, but without actually being disrespectful to him at all, and just repeating what he's saying, but proving that it's all, like, common sense, stupid crap, and he's not special, and he's not that smart, yeah. I just feel like it might turn into fire, and people think it's hilarious to see somebody roast their brother like that. Brother roasting brother? Oh, it looks like the Jews are suppressing my viewers. The people in power, the people in charge, it looks like they're suppressing my viewers. I only got 7 viewers and I got freaking, oh man, I just went over like literally world-changing information and I got 8 viewers, 6 likes. That's amazing. That's amazing.